Good morning, guys. Welcome to Social Studies Review. Let's begin with the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King Jr., born Michael King Jr. on January 15, 1929, and died on April 4th, 1968. He was assassinated. He was very young when he died. He was 39 years when he died. He was an American Baptist minister, an activist. Yeah.
But there's some people nowadays that die more younger. For example, babies when they die. For example.
Baby. Who's baby?
Some babies when they born.
Babies. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, but he died because he was assassinated, not because of natural causes or a disease. He was killed. He was shot. Okay, so he was, as I said before, an American Baptist minister and activist who was a leader in the civil rights movement. He is best known for his role in the advancement of civil rights using nonviolent civil disobedience. So he didn't fight against injustice, against discrimination with guns, okay, with
Miss, may I go to the bathroom?
Quickly, please. No, he fight using non-violent civil disobedience. And this one was based on his Christian belief. Well, first, January 21st is Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And this one in the United States is no school day. It's a holiday. January 21st in the United States. King became a civil rights activist early in his career. He led the 1955 Montgomery bus boycott and helped found the Southern Christian Leadership Conference in 1957, serving as its first president. This Montgomery bus boycott has to do with this woman, Rosa Parks. He rode a bus. And at that moment, United States applied something called segregation. Segregation was separation between Black people and white people. All public places separated Black and white people. There were areas assignated for Black people and for white people. But not all the places they have the permission to enter. Not all the places they have the permission to enter. Some restaurants, cafeterias were not allowed for Black people. No estaban permitidos. There were bathrooms for Black people. In buses, in public buses, the back part of the bus was...
Remember that movie that you told us about from a girl
Yeah.
at the NASA?
Yeah.
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Yeah, come back quickly, please.
He was segregated because she was
Yes, she was.
Black woman in the world.
She was the only Black woman in that building. In the building, she works in the NASA. So she run every time she need to go to the bathroom. She have to go to another building. And also she have a lot of work to do. So every time she was to the bathroom, she was in a hurry, running. And one day was raining. She became back to her desk completely wet because of the rain. So Rosa Parks was a victim of this segregation. And one day she felt she was tired about that. So she decided to sit down in the white part in the bus. So the bus stopped, didn't move. And she was accused with the police. She finished in Yale. So in order to support her, Black people community decided to make the Montgomery bus boycott. The Montgomery bus boycott consists in not use them, not take the bus. Black people walk for a year. Wherever they go, they walk. If they have to go to work, they walk. If they have to go to the supermarket to buy some food, they walk. They didn't take the bus for a year. And it was a protest. That was the way Martin Luther King Jr. taught them to fight without violence, no violence. So they walk, they didn't take the bus for a year. And this one was to support Rosa Parks because she was in Yale. That's the Montgomery bus boycott. That's what it means. That's what it represents. See this bus? This one was Rosa Parks sitting down in the area assigned to white people. Now, King also helped to organize the 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his famous speech, I Have a Dream. What is the name of the Martin Luther King famous speech? What is I Have a Dream. I Have a Dream. This one was not the only speech he gave. He gave many speeches when he was in front of the crowd. But this one is the most famous one. I Have a Dream. Okay? This is the most memorable. I Have a Dream. And I have some part of this speech. These words really inspired. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold this truth to be self-evident that all men are created equally. Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream that my 4 children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but the content of their character. These words really inspire. Now, civil rights are among the most important rights that are granted to us by our government. They protect people from discrimination or unequal treatment based on their gender, race, religion, and anything else that distinguishes people from others. These rights ensure that all people have equal rights. Rights like what? You have the right the right to be educated, to attend a school. When kids do not attend school, it's something against his or her right. You have the right to have a name, to have a good health.
To have a family or no?
You have the right to be safe, to have a family. Yeah, that's one right. It's something that es inherente, nace y usted ya lo tiene ganado. Those are rights. Like the amendments, remember the amendments? Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, religion, and the other one? I don't remember the other one.
I have a question.
A woman can vote.
Exactly, but those were rights people have gained through years, through history. Who fought for women's the right to vote? Women fought for that. Las mismas mujeres pelearon para eso. Have you seen that movie, Mary Poppins? But the new one, Mary Poppins.
The new one.
Yeah.
The old one.
Sorry, the old one. In that movie, okay, there is a family, mom, dad, and 2 kids. Yes, two kids.
Okay.
The father works in a bank, and the mother is a housewife, es una ama de casa. But she is part of a group that are fighting for the right, for women's right to vote. They are fighting for that. Women have the right to vote. So in the movie, we see that, but we see it in a very, like, how can I say, in a very gentle way, en una forma bien suave, tranquila, okay, but it wasn't like that. Now, they here, the civil rights, yes, it is.
The civil wars are important for all the people.
Yes, it is. Even today, if a person is treated bad, it can point to the civil rights. Yes, because the civil rights protect people from discrimination or unequal treatment, or equal treatment on justice. Sometimes police officers are very violent, so people can point to the civil rights. And this one, sometimes this discrimination and the unequal treatment is based on gender, race, religion, and anything else that distinguishes people from others. These rights ensure that all people have equal access to health care, educations, and the ability to follow their own culture and religion. Civil rights are important for all people to be able to be proud of who they are and be able to follow their own culture without being judged or prosecuted because of their race or belief. Prosecuted, perseguidos. Why? Because they belong to, they have different race or different belief or belongs to different religion. Okay, getting around. Let's begin in Atlanta. Atlanta started as a railroad center in 1837. It was the western end of a new railroad line. As the railroad grew, Atlanta also grew and prospered. Remember that this part came from the Civil War. But this Atlanta prospered, grew and prospered. Trains carry goods, especially cotton, to the cities in the north. So who work in cotton field? Slaves. Black people work in cotton fields. Yes, they used to work there. Atlanta is the center.
Who is a slave?
Esclavos. Eran esclavos. Black people were slaves.
Of that trains carried a good special cotton.
Cotton is algodón. But they work in cotton fields, en los campos de algodón.
If I were in that time where the segregation was, I would be like, why there's segregation? There's nothing wrong with the skin color. It's just a skin color. It's not that the black people are affecting the white people.
They're
not doing nothing.
We are exactly the same.
We are all humans. It's just that we have different color skin.
Yeah, but people didn't understand that before. Black people were not considered human beings. Indeed. No, they said we are not equal. And unfortunately, we still have people that thinks like that. Still there are people that thinks like that. Now, in here says the trains carry goods, special cottons to the cities in the north. So cotton was raised in the south. South was completely full with slaves working in the fields. Atlanta is a center of transportation today. It is still a railroad center, and many major highways pass through it. Atlanta's airport is one of the busiest in the United States. And I show you this one. This is how it looks before and how it looks now. Look, this a train
Oh.
station.
We are going to say
I
something.
remember that they asked you a question in this part.
Uh-huh.
Then what happens if someone is that they work manually, right?
Uh-huh.
I remember.
So
Yeah.
the question I think it was, what happens if the person is distracted while working?
Y si la persona es distracted, va a pasar que puede pasar el accident.
Yeah.
That is correct. And I remember que cada trabajador trabaja 6 or 8 hours.
Yeah, but this one works 24 hours per day. So
24
that's
hours.
why people work, yes, people work in turns. I work from 6 a.m. in the morning to 2 or 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Another person then work from that time, makes another turn. See, so always there is a person there working, always. It's not the same person that is gonna work 24 hours or is gonna work 2 days. That's too tired, too tired.
That is tired.
Yes, like many
Probably
other large
flat.
cities, Atlanta has a public transportation system to take people to work or to other places. A public transportation system,
It's Marta.
yeah,
Martha, yes.
but the
Martha
public
is like a transportation
system, yeah, but this one, in this definition, says that the public transportation system is made up of trains and buses that carry many people through a city. Public transportation system help cut down automobile traffic. Atlanta's public transportation system is called MARTA. The transportation system in Atlanta has this specific name, but public transportation system are in all places,
rapid transportation
in all cities. Well, here it says that we have public transportation system, but actually it's not public because the owners of this transport, these buses are some people. These buses did not belong to the government, didn't belong to the country. So actually it's not public transportation system. All the buses belongs to some people, some civilians. But in United States, yeah, public transportation system exists and is made up by buses, trains and buses. But in Atlanta, in Atlanta, the public transportation system has a name. What is the name of that public transportation system in Atlanta? MARTA. MARTA means Metropolitan Atlanta Rapid Transit Authority. So this MARTA is specifically for Atlanta, okay? MARTA is not the name of all the public transportation system in United States. No, it's just for Atlanta. What is the question, Iris?
But I have a question. United States have public transportation.
Yes, it does.
Buses.
Yes, and trains, buses, subways, and trains.
But the buses and trains are of the government or of the people?
Belongs to the government. That's a public transportation. The ones we have in our country is not a public transportation because buses belongs to civilians, not to the government. Sebastian, did you have a question?
No, Miss.
Okay, so look at this. This is what the theory says. Public transportation help to cut down automobile traffic, like this traffic. Look how many cars are in this highway. Martha was formed, yeah.
In the future, maybe I'm gonna build I'm gonna build something like Marta.
You will?
It's gonna be more easy to go to places.
Yeah, problem here is insecurity, the unsafety moment.
Isn't there talking something they were saying something in the news about a fest, I think. A type of fest that is gonna be in June.
Yeah.
I don't know what's the name. I don't know what's the name.
Here or where? In the United States?
In
Or
here,
where?
in here, in here.
San Pedro Sula is Feria Juniana that is celebrated in June. Feria.
No, it's another thing that it's so like adolescentes can create their empresas, their own. I don't know is the name, but it's like I just know that it is fest like that.
No, I
Something so
haven't.
that kids and like kids and like adolescentes can make. For example, they were talking about. For example, let's say that I am a adolescente. And then I am like, I imagine to be work as a manager of a let's say bookstore, a bookstore, and the fest is gonna be like that too. So the people can show how their ideas of what they want to work like for example that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's what I haven't heard, or maybe I have read something about that, but I don't remember at this moment. Okay, so Marta was born in 1971 as strictly a bus system. Marta operates a network or bus routes linked to a rapid transit system consisting of 48 miles or 77 kilometers of rail tracks with 38 train stations. It is the 8th largest rapid transit system in the United States by ridership. Marta also operates a separate paratransit service for this disabled customer. This paratransit service works just in Atlanta because remember that Marta belongs to Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. What?
And our last topic for the exam are the Great Lakes. Remember that states of the Midwest are near the Great Lake are called the Great Lakes states. The states that are surrounded the states. What are the five? The name of the 5 states. The name of the 5 Great Lakes: Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron, Lake Michigan, and Lake Superior.
But I have a question, Miss. What is the lake more big of the 5 lakes?
This one is the deepest one and has the greatest amount of water. This one, Superior. Superior.
Oh, yeah.
But it depends because the other one says this one has the longest, like the longest border. This one. Okay. One of these.
Oh. But what? That is the legs of Huron or no?
No, it was, yeah, here. Now, let's see the information here. Their lakes are connected to each other and finally to the Atlantic Ocean, forming a waterway. And remember the video that I show you how big ships travel in the United States from the Mississippi River through the Great Lakes and finally finish in the Atlantic Ocean. The Great Lakes are the largest group of freshwater lakes in the world. They contain about 1/5 of the world's fresh water. Water that is not salty. They are so large that they appear to be seas. They look like oceans. In most places, you cannot see the opposite shore. And I want to show you some pictures here. Look at this one. Does not look like a lake because in here you see just water. So that's why they are called like inland seas, or they appear like seas. This one, see? This one is one shore, but you cannot see the opposite.
Imagine living there.
Yeah, the Great Lakes were formed many thousands of years ago during the last ice age. At that time, many of North America was covered with thick sheets of ice called glaciers. movement of the glaciers caused deep pits to form in the earth. As the ice age ended, the glaciers melted. The melting water of the glaciers filled the pits forming the Great Lakes. So look at this picture. This is probably answered your question. What is the biggest? Look, this one has the greatest amount of water. Lake Superior is the deepest one. Lake Huron, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, and the
Please, I
Niagara
will say the Atlantic
located
Lake, but
here.
that doesn't exist.
And here is Niagara's Fall. Now, a waterfall is water that falls and creates the incredible Niagara's Fall. Okay, guys. Thank you for your